Buddy right here again, I found him. He took off on me again, but I found him. I'm taking my time, man. I'm just cruising. This is my first big trip with this bike. Other than this, you know, I pretty much ride 20 minutes to work, 20 minutes back, depending on traffic. It's been doing pretty well, but it hasn't really been highway tested yet. So, yeah, I mean, so far she's doing good, you know. It's an 01 Roadstar 1600. No, yeah, 1600. She's got 30,000 miles on her. Fresh, beautiful paint job that me and my buddy put on her. We did her up pretty good when I got her, man. She was pretty rough, you know. I had a flat back, flat, black paint job, all kinds of different colors because, you know, it's been on there for so long. And you can tell he done it real cheap, you know. Used some real cheap spray paint. And it was just like, I needed to get back on a bike, you know, because I had sold my Road Glide to get my wife a car. And it had been like 4 months. And I was like, man, I need to get back on a bike. You know, I can't go this long without being on a bike. And so I had a dirt bike and a jet ski that I had recently got on trade for my ATV. So I traded my ATV, which was an 01 Grizzly 660. I traded that for a jet ski and a dirt bike. And I had that, and I really enjoyed the jet ski for the time I had it. I had both of them for, you know, 2 or 3 months. And the jet ski was super fun, man. I live right by a lake, and I really got to enjoy the jet ski for the first couple of weekends I had it. And then I come to realize, hey, you're not going to be riding it all the time, you know. And so it pretty much stayed parked in my garage. After about 2 or 3 weekends, I put probably 5 or 6 hours on it. And in my dirt bike, I never really rode, because my buddy here has an ATV, and he's like, man, if I get stuck now, I ain't got nobody to pull me up. So I was like, yeah, you're right, but fuck it, let's go. But he never wanted to go ride, so all I got to do with the dirt bike, it was a KX 250 two-stroke. All I ever got to do with that was ride it up and down my block, you know. And that got old real quick, so it just sat there. And man, it was sitting in my garage. They were both just sitting there for probably 2 or 3 months, and I was like, nope, I'm putting it up. I'm gonna see if anybody will trade me for a motorcycle. And when I put them up for trade, I wasn't expecting much more than either an F4i or some old shitty cruiser, you know. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna deal with it. As long as it runs and gets me on the road, I'm gonna deal with it, and I'm gonna ride it, and I'm gonna ride the shit out of it, because I can, and because I miss riding. So I seen this posted up one day. It already had the ape hangers, and I've been through plenty of cruisers, man, and I've never had ape hangers. Granted, they're only like probably 13-inch ape hangers. I don't know, I never measured them yet, but they're apes nonetheless. This bike comes with boards way down here, and so it got apes on it. Plus, it's already got like a rat rod look I can improve on. Plus, it's already got white walls. Plus, it runs. Plus. You know, it was road ready. So I said, screw it, I'm jumping on it. Me and my buddy got my truck, loaded up the dirt bike and the jet ski, and we got on the road for about an hour. And we pulled up, man, and I was like, man, this dude got me. Well, my buddy told me that. He's like, he's seen you coming from a mile away. And I was like, why? The dude owns a dirt bike and ATV shop. And I'm like, he already knows. The bike's either really shitty and he knows he's getting a better trade, or he's an honest guy he's wanting to do an even swap, an honest, true to God even swap, and that doesn't happen very often. So we sitting there talking, and I'm talking to the guy and his friend, their partners on the shop, and man, I tell you, they talk to each other like me and him talks to each other. Been best friends for years, and they just go at each other with it, crack the same jokes me and him cracks at each other. And I looked at my buddy, I was like, man, see, that's us in 20 years. Anyway, the dude seemed pretty honest, you know, and he knew what he was getting because he owns that type of shop. So I was like, cool. I mean, if you still cool with it, you know, let's do it. You know, it puts me back on the road. I don't really care if I'm losing a little bit. I just want to be back on two wheels, man. So we did the trade. My buddy rode the bike home because he's my mechanic, and whenever I'm not sure of something, you know, hey, you get on it and you ride it and you tell me, and if whatever you say is wrong with it, we gonna fix. We gonna get online, we gonna order, and we gonna fix. If I got the money, it's getting fixed. Now, he rode it home, and the only complaint he really had about it was the exhaust that it had. You know, it had some, it was basically, if you can imagine, it was just a header with a truck exhaust tip on it. Some little down tubes or whatever. And it wasn't getting no back pressure. So, the guy just so happened to mention before I left, because I left with his license plate. I rode the bike home on his license plate, and I got, like, verbal and written permission to ride the bike for that next week. He just so happened to mention, he's like, hey, you bring my license plate back, I got this exhaust for you. So I was like, cool, I only got to deal with this for a week, you know. But yeah, I mean, the bike's pretty much ready to go. All I had to do was an oil change. I'm riding on the same tires. It's like, sweet, you know, good to go. And so yeah, I mean, I got tired of looking at it with the paint job, you know. I was like, you know, I'll just put another layer of paint on there and get it pinstriped, and it'll have the rat rod look, you know, for a bike. So that's what I was planning on doing. That lasted 2 days, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna drive my truck. My truck's transmission's fucking up right now, but I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna drive my truck and we're gonna paint this motherfucker. So I started tearing the bike down in my garage, man. I got pictures up on my Facebook of it. Started tearing down in my garage, started painting. This is a Rhino line right here, and the rest of it is paint. I got some black paint laid down. My buddy had a metal flake clear, so we laid the metal flake clear down on top of that, and then we laid down a good quality clear on top of that, and man, it came out awesome. There's only one flaw in the bike, and it's in a spot that nobody's ever really going to notice, so that's no big deal to me. So all of my accents, all my chrome accents, except for my key and my gas lid that are on the tins, like the front fender and the gas tank and all that, that's all Rhino line black. And I got the other metal flake paint job. It turned out pretty legit, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. My voice is cracking up a lot, and I'll catch y'all later.